Yeah. Now people have asked me to make a video about the transmission, so the gears on the Grand California. Essentially you have park, reverse, neutral and drive, the same as all automatics. Now you have an extra little thing here. There is a setting for where you can change gears manually, so you can go up and down through them just by pushing and pulling the lever. My opinion, that's not worth even worrying about, because it'll do it automatically anyway. There's no difference, only you're doing it by hand. When you're using the gears, they come up on the dashboard, as you can see there. Reverse and first gear. Now when you're driving along, there is 8 forward speeds, so you'll know which gear you were in by that little sign that's on the dashboard. It'll give you whatever gear you're in. 8 forward speeds. This machine, for a huge heavy machine, it can move. Like, I mean, it's not, you know, it, like, you can go along, say, the motorway there with the 20,000 reps per minute there in 8 gear, like at 120 kilometers an hour. This thing doesn't hang about. It's a fairly powerful, lively machine. There's nothing to it really. If you're starting, of course, like all the vehicles now, you have to have your foot on the brake and you have to have it in park to start it, otherwise it won't start. When you're changing from one to another, there's a little button on the side of the gear knob there, and it just change, you know, you have to push it in before you change it. There's this thing, of course, here that turns off this kind of engine stop start system, which I don't particularly like. I don't think it saves much anyway. It just turns off that engine stop start system, which I find more of a nuisance than anything. It does have engine braking, so if you are going down a hill with this, and say you were in D and you were in 8 gear, and you start to go down the hill and you start to brake, it'll drop down to 6 or 7. It'll actually help with the braking, so it does actually help with engine braking. But really, I mean, it's fairly foolproof. If you've ever driven an automatic before, you can drive this. It's not hard to drive it, really. Just general automatic stuff. It does a few more things maybe than some of the more basic automatics, and you would have 8 forward speeds, which you wouldn't have on a lot of the automatics. But it does everything essentially that any automatic does. You don't have to know what it's doing, even if it does it automatically. The same as the anti-slip system on this, it works without you even knowing it works. ABS, of course, works without you even knowing it's working. You don't have to do anything, it just helps you while you're driving.